Cheers and welcome to a special edition of Cooking with MoWino. Tonight we are partnering with my best friend from first grade, who is a phenomenal real estate agent in Florida and has a secret talent to be a very good mixologist. And I can tell you that I have experienced her libations far longer than I care to admit. Anyway, we're joining Linda Schulte today in Oviedo, Florida, and I am up in the Northeast in Washington, D.C., and we're getting ready for Cinco de Mayo. So what I'm going to do right now is prep a Mexican chicken dish that practically everybody can make easily in their kitchen, even during the stay-at-home isolation period. These are a few staples you can have in your house to make this Mexican chicken that is very versatile for tacos, enchiladas, a Mexican lasagna, or just simply over rice and beans. So here we go. So I am going to make my own rub, if you will, and I'm going to rub on the chicken. But if you don't have a bunch of spices, because we're all sort of staying at home and not venturing out in the store, if you've got a packet of taco seasoning, works just as well. I'm also going to make my own salsa, and if you don't, just use a jar of salsa, pour it into the crock pot. That's what we're going to make. So I have here some chicken breasts, which I'm wearing my gloves. Everybody should have those by now. I truthfully have actually always had them in my kitchen as a staple. I'm adding my spice rub, which is garlic powder, cumin, chili powder, and smoked paprika, but this is a hot paprika that I have. Anyway, I'm going to pour that over my chicken and using my gloves so I don't contaminate everything. I'm just going to rub this all into my chicken so that each layer of the chicken gets some good rub on it. So here we are. We've got our chicken. Now I can take off my glove so I don't contaminate anything. So we have our chicken put into our slow cooker. I'm now going to add a can of roasted diced tomatoes, low sodium. Just sort of mix that all around. And because we are celebrating Cinco de Mayo, we have a little bit of tequila, and this is Cooking with MoWino, by the way. I would say I have let's have another sip. Good stuff. I would say this is about a quarter of a cup. I'm putting it into my tomato can, just to get the last bits of the tomato that is juice that is in this can. Just one of the things I always do. Pouring that into my chicken. Put it on. I always turn my crock pots up to high until they get warm, and then I turn it down to low. Now I only put in 1.5 pounds of chicken breasts because I'm just making this as a demo. So you have to cook. The determination of how long you cook will be determined on how much chicken is in here. So I'm literally going to cook this on slow for about 2.5 to 3 hours and then test it. And then what we're going to do is, once the chicken is tender and done, we are going to use 2 forks, spread it out, and make pulled Mexican chicken. Also, one of the things I'll be doing is I'll be slicing up some red and green peppers, onion, and garlic. Now, if you're using a jar of salsa, all of these fresh ingredients are already in here. So I'm going to slice up probably about a good cup of all 3 vegetables and then put in 1 clove of garlic, just to add to the chicken while it cooks. And then we will rejoin and up with Linda when she's going to tell us how to make a great margarita, and hopefully we're going to see the finished product and some ideas on how to use it. Welcome back to part 2 of our Cinco de Mayo celebration with Linda, and I am Mo, and this is Cooking with MoWino. Our first part, as you recall, I had made a Mexican pulled chicken in the slow cooker. Now we're going to assemble. There's several variations you can do. Here you can make tacos, nachos, enchiladas, Mexican lasagna, or you can even put it over rice and beans and have or even a salad. Make a taco salad. What I've decided to do today. Oh, and I should have said, cheers. Great tequila. What I decided to do here today is make enchiladas. So what I'm going to do is put some sauce on the bottom of my baking dish. Now this is a leftover sort of a creation that I made because we are in our stay-at-home order and doing with what we have. But you can just put on some sauce from a salsa jar. Basically, it should be enchilada sauce, which is a smooth tomato sauce, which I have here that's made with wine, tomato paste, and a little bit of leftover tomato sauce from another dinner. And then you want to take your tortillas. There's several kinds. There's flour, there's flour tortillas, corn tortillas, gluten-free, and one's made with spinach. They're pretty good. Anyway, this is a typical flour tortilla, and technically you want to make sure, this is going to get sloppy everybody, that your tortilla is completely moist. So you're just going to basically paint on your sauce, and that is going to be the outer part of the tortilla. So I have my chicken that we made, our shredded chicken. So I'm going to pull some of that out and put it in the middle of my flour tortilla. And then I cook some peppers on the side, which I'm going to put inside. I didn't want to put them in the sauce because too many people don't like peppers, or it takes over sometimes the flavor of the sauce. And I really wanted the chicken and the Mexican spices to be the dominant. Now I'm putting some shredded cheddar cheese. And we are folding our enchilada. And then we're taking the seam side and just flipping it over so that the seam side is down. And now we're going to make a second one. You can make these as full or as light as you want. I'm kind of being heavy because we're going to use these as a dinner. But if you wanted, you could cut them in half and make them appetizer sizes. And you also obviously could do this with other proteins. Chorizo is a good one. And you know, I don't eat eggs, but you could make this a breakfast burrito as well if you put in some scrambled eggs. I'm going to add my extra sauce here on top. And then we're going to add a bunch of cheese on the top. This is the pre-baked chicken enchilada casserole, but you're going to, when you serve it, you can cut it up into pieces or take out the whole slice of enchilada, and we're going to serve it with a side salad. It's going to be yummy.